Hey guys, so this is my second time trying to do this. The first time I was just getting really emotional. So I just wanted to start from the beginning, which is ironic because this is gonna have to do with Back to the Future. But yeah, I first off, I'm gonna be talking about all the stuff that I've been talking about the past few months. Me and my father. If you're not aware, if you're new to my channel, if you're not sure, so my dad, he died from lung cancer when I was 7 years old, and I have found the craziest freaking things. I started figuring it out around June because that's when I turned the same age that he was when I was born, and from that point, I literally like entered a portal, and I'm trying to share this with you guys. I'm trying to show you guys that I've literally tapped into something, and people like it's crazy because you can go and look at all my work. Like I've been consistently for months talking about Father and Son and Saturn, and we're mainly Jupiter, a little bit Saturn, but like it's been manifesting a lot now, and people refuse to like acknowledge it, what I've been sharing. And I've shared, like, especially like I'm gonna go over the things I shared about the Dodgers, which are freaking unbelievable, which people like have been really resistant towards, I guess, like acknowledging. But yeah, I'm gonna let it all out. I'm gonna go hard. This is gonna be like the hardest freaking video I've ever posted. I'm not gonna hold anything back, and I apologize if I cuss or something, because I'm pretty amped up. You know, I haven't done this in a while, and this is because I'm doing this because I literally got to like a point where like I can't take it anymore. So that's where we're at, and as you can see from this first slide, I'm going hard. I'm going fucking hard. Like I'm telling you, like I'm not kidding. Okay, like when you take the total verses in Revelation 404, the 404th prime is 2777. When you make that into the date, I know a lot of people don't like that technique yet, but I'm about to prove, like I'm gonna prove it, like I've done over and over and over and over again, that is part of this matrix. So from 2777, 404th prime, to my birth is 14 years and 8 months exactly, and 176 months exactly. And Donald J. Trump equals 148 and 176. I could stop the video right there. Like easily. I should have just made of that its own video. But this is just the little tip of the iceberg. Can you believe that? So one more time. And this is this is the stuff that I've had to bottle up for a long time, because I know, like whenever I try to share stuff, like people don't seem to care, and I'm like, and that like I just can't. I would rather just hold it in than like tell someone something and then them just like not take it seriously. So and I'm risking a lot, you know. This is really risky because I'm kind of expecting that to happen by the end of this, even though I am telling you right now, I'm making the claim, and I'm not afraid to do it. I'm not afraid for people to like look like to not like me anymore or whatever. I don't care. Like I can't be calm and composed like all like the other like mature decoders. Like you guys are all like mature, like well-mannered guys, like you well-spoken. I'm a freaking idiot, and I've tried so hard to be calm and collect, but like that's just, I'm not, and I'm gonna just be vulnerable with all this. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think there's you're gonna see anything crazier than what I'm about to share. I don't think there's anything out there that you can find that is crazier than everything I'm gonna share. I'm making that claim. I'm not afraid to, because I believe it. And it's not because I'm a great decoder. I don't think I'm a great decoder. I'm just trying to show you guys that God is literally like I'm an oracle of God. God is he's using me to like he's using just like a complete like idiot to like reveal his work, okay? And I'm only focused on his work. I don't care about the lies and the oh, when's the dollar crashing, or like who's gonna the one real, like none of my work is based on that. So let's just keep going. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about Back to the Future and the father and son stuff. You might have seen Cody talk about it recently, but I want to go back in time a little bit to when I first brought it up to him. And that was around this time, September 3rd, 24. This was when Johnny Gaudreau died. And I guess I was the only one who was like finding the Jupiter connections with his death. Because I was already on this Jupiter train like in August. And Johnny Gaudreau died at the end of August. So I was like, it was real confirmation. I could just go over this real quick. So I was like, he had made a decode about Johnny Gaudreau. His last career game was 4/16/24, and he died 136 days after that. And I was like, that's Jupiter. Like I've been talking about Jupiter the whole month. And so the magic square of Jupiter is a 4x4 grid. So 4, and 4 times 4 is 16. So it's all the numbers between 1 and 16. So you get 4, 16. And then the 24 that's the Jupiter glyph when you look at it. So this was just a huge Jupiter day. So that was his last NHL game. And then he died 136 days after. And when you add all the numbers between 1 and 16, it equals 136. So I was like, that was totally about Jupiter. And so then I brought up Back to the Future. I said, I think regarding Back to the Future, the clock tower with the lightning strike, that has a great conjunction. That depicts a great conjunction. Lightning, lightning represents Jupiter. The clock is Saturn, Father Time. So Jupiter, Saturn, great conjunction. And Jupiter is the son of Saturn in mythology. Oh, and then I was thinking about that because Johnny Gaudreau, he played for the Columbus Blue Jackets in Ohio. And learned this from 7-1 in Casey, that the flag of Ohio depicts 3 great conjunctions. It makes like an equilateral triangle. So that was like another thing that I was like, yeah, totally about this is what it's about. And he died at age 31, and father equals 31. And there is also part of the narrative, his girlfriend was actually pregnant, or wife was pregnant. So no one else said anything about the father stuff during that time. So and then this is the same day, then I mentioned in Back to the Future, Marty meets his dad in the past and tries to get him to meet his mom. So past and future meet to become one. Okay, so keep this in mind, how far back I was telling him about this. Okay. This is him and his dad. And like I said, like I started to think about all this stuff because I had just reached the point in my life when I was the same age that my dad was when I was born. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah. I put this here just to add a little bit more context. So this is like how far I've been talking about like my father, and then like like Saturn Jupiter stuff. I've talked like Saturn. I've talked less about this for sure. Is one of the biggest ones, and it's a crazy video. I would definitely please go watch it. And then this was like the first time. Oh, and that was like 3 months ago. Just heads up. And then this. So you can see I was talking about my father's death and Jupiter. And this was the first time after I started talking about, I posted like 10 or more in a row, starting August 2nd, because it branched off of the Olympics. So from August 2nd, almost like all August, I was making videos about me and my dad and Jupiter. And then some serious, then Sirius started coming into the equation too. So just want to put that into perspective because it's important. All right, so this is really really important, and I learned this from Cody. So time travel equals 2053, and you should, and I would definitely go watch his Back to the Future videos, because they are like, it is undeniable that there is like a solid connection to that movie and like what's going on right now in the election and even like the World Series and all that stuff, like for sure. So definitely should go watch that. But yeah, time travel equals 2050, and if you're not really aware of how I decode, I think outside the box. And then I find things that are just like, I find new ways that are, they're pretty undeniable. And what I'm about to show you right now, you're not going to be able to deny that this is actually part of the code. Just something that I solved, because I do not think that anyone else would have done this, because I can just come through. I'll just say that. So I looked at the properties of this number and I was like, oh, that's interesting. This looks like a date. So I was like, all right, 31019. 31019. So keep that in mind for now. And keep in mind all that father son stuff I was just talking about in Back to the Future. Please keep that in mind, because that is key to this next part. And remember when I was talking about that, September 9th. Now we're going to fast forward to October. Okay, this is one of the hugest, like, it's a historic moment in sports. Like, this moment right here. And it's never going to be erased. It is now a historic moment in sports. So, this happened on October 22nd. This is them stepping onto the court together for the first time as the first father-son duo in the NBA. Okay, so that's all I really need to say about that. So check this out. So from that date that I made, 3/10/19, to the first father-son duo to play in the NBA is 2053 days. And time travel is 2053. And that's where I got this number, 2053. And in the properties, like, that is perfect right there, guys. And this isn't even my synchronicity yet. But I hope you guys know that that's perfect. And that was God. That was like God. This is God's work. And he chose me. He's like, I want you to show them because this is undeniable. You can't say that this isn't something. And it's cool being the one to have figured it out, because I do things like that, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people actually, they discourage doing weird things like that, and I'm like, oh, all right, like, by all means, but you're gonna miss out on a bunch of. I guess I'll be, leave it to me just to be the one to find all this cool stuff, like this is undeniable. Like, and think about what I just told you. I mentioned father and son and Back to the Future to Cody. I told Cody in September, the beginning of September, and then this happens like over a month later. How was I supposed to know that this was gonna line up like that? Maybe it was because I was onto the father. I actually was onto something, right? Like, it's like, did I just? Oh, I got lucky. Did I just get lucky? No, I didn't. I did not get lucky. I'm trying to show you guys, I'm like, my work isn't a joke, and not necessarily that it's my work, but it's like the vessel that is being used to show God's work. Like this, all this is not a joke, and I know it's still probably not gonna be taken seriously, and that sucks. But that's I'm just doing what I can, So yeah, you can't deny this, and if you do, then I don't know. And now we're gonna get into how this connects to me in the craziest way possible. And it's just, this is just purely mind-blowing. There's nothing else there's no other way that you can describe this. Okay, so just follow along. So this is the same time that they entered the court together for the first time as the first father-son duo of the NBA. And the score was 35-51. And I was like, let's turn that into a date. Come on. Alright, so yeah, it was 35-51. See that? So from that date, March 5th, 51, to my birth, is exactly 2,118 weeks. Okay? So keep that in mind. Well, I'm about to tell you why that's important right now. So one more time, they enter the court for the first time with the score 35-51, 35-51, the date to my birth. This is my birth, if you are not familiar with it yet, to exactly 2,118 weeks. So now we're going to bring this over to my dad. This is my dad. He passed away on this day. This was the day he was born. I love you, miss you, but I know you're everywhere with all this stuff, man. Like, I just don't feel like you're gone. I really don't. So from the day that he was born to the day that he died was that exact same span. That exact same fucking span. Do you guys see? Like, are you guys understanding? Are you guys understanding? Like who else? Like, can you show me anyone else that can say anything that I'm like this? With one of the most historic moments in sports history. Show me. I want to see something as crazy. I'm not saying I want to see something crazy. A lot of people can show connections, of course, but I want to see something like that. Please, like, I'm desperate. I've been desperate to see things that are as crazy as the things that I've found about myself, and like, I know everyone has connections, like, but I've never seen anything like this ever. After like I said, I can show you all the fucking videos of my playlist where I was talking about father, son consistently, and then it led up to this. How was I supposed to know that was gonna fucking happen? Do you understand why I'm like tripping out? This isn't a cute little organic synchronicity. Hope you guys realize that. And it's just so frustrating because I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and I don't think anyone else is. No one really wants to know. And I feel like everyone just, they're afraid to prove what they've thought for so long to be wrong, you know, because this disproves everything, like that, like everyone thinks that there's like elites like controlling all this stuff. Like, how do you know that? You don't, you seriously don't. Like, who's controlling this? If and this is crazier than all the political stuff I've seen. So if this can be possible, like, then all the other things can be possible too. Like, why couldn't they? Like, people think like they just can't. Like, who? Like, we don't know what's going on. And that's what I'm trying to show people, is like, this is not the elites. It's not a freaking group of people that, and I feel like a lot of the channels are promoting that, or they're just like pointing out things like just for no reason. I'm just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, and that's what, like, that is why I've found this kind of stuff, because I lost that mindset. Because I can confirm my bias like easy if I really wanted to, but I'm like, no, like, I want to blow my mind, and I blow my mind every fucking day, and it's gotten to this. So I want to see something like this, you know, like, and what I'm like, I'm not just gonna show a bunch of random things. This is all gonna connect so perfectly. Watch, like, this whole video, just watch till the end. It's gonna connect like mad, like beautiful, like a beautiful picture. Okay, I kid you not. I'm not just like a bunch of random tidbits. This is gonna connect so perfectly. You have no idea. Okay, and so keep this in mind. You know, he died at age 40 from cancer. And remember, cancer, the sign is a 69. The astrological symbol is a 69. I just want to show you guys this again, just to show you how freaking crazy it is. Okay, so the first father-son duo ever to step onto the court, to my birth, 2,118 weeks. And my dad was exactly 2,118. So yeah, let's just move on. So this day, this is more cute than anything, but yeah, on this day, it was 69 days before LeBron James turns 40 years old. So that's cute. That's more of like, yeah, I mean, I just more of like a little sigh of relief, because it's just like, oh, nice, compared to what I just showed. Like, this is heavy, and then that's like, it's like crazy, but it's just more cute than anything to me. All right, now we're gonna look at the coach of the first NBA father-son duo, JJ Redick. See here, yes, JJ Redick was the first head coach to coach a father-son duo in the NBA when he coached LeBron and Bronny James on October 22nd, 2024. And the day that he took over, or when he became the coach, it was Monday, June 24th, 2024. And that was his 40th birthday. What day how old was my dad when he died? 40. So JJ Redick became the first coach of a father-son duo in the NBA on his 40th birthday. That's his birthday. That's when he took over the Lakers. It was his 40th birthday. Like, are you freaking kidding me? And this is, you know, funny too. This goes back to what I shared with the Dodgers. John 30. I and my father are one. It hit me like right away before I even found like the really crazy things. But when the finals ended on 10:30, I was like, oh, John 10:30. I've been talking about father-son for months and like so long, and then it perfectly ended on 10:30. I was like, oh, dang, nice. And then what I found after that was just unbelievable. But let's just start here. Okay, so John 1030, I and my father are one is 1414, and JJ Redick equals 196, and 196 is the 14th square, 14 times 14. So, oh, and it's cool to my name, Sean Desaad, equals 14 both times. That's another cute one. But get rid of this. How do you get rid of that? Okay, so what was I gonna say? Yeah, what are the odds of that? What are the odds that the first coach of a father-son duo in sports history, in the NBA sports history, his name equals 1414 in primes, and it equals 196, which is 14 times 14. I and my father are one equals 1414, and I guess I'm taking credit to, not taking credit for that verse, but like no one is talking about that verse. And after what I've found with connecting that verse to the World Series, that is another thing that only one person was meant to solve. And through my own life, like, I guess when you look at my past and with me and my dad, like he could have chose someone that didn't have this thing with them, their and their dad, that didn't just, like, but it had to be like this, which is cool, and God's amazing, it's just, he just is. He's showing how amazing he is through what I'm showing you. So now we're going to talk about the day that he became the coach on his 40th birthday. His 40th birthday happened to be the exact same day that I mentioned earlier. This is the day that I became the same age that my dad was when I was born. You get that? Say that slow. Could be confusing. So on June 24th, 2024, I turned the age that my dad was when I was born. So when I was born, this is my birth, my dad was 1707 weeks exactly. So I turned 1707 weeks on June 24th, the day that the first NBA, that JJ Redick became the first coach of a father-son duo in the NBA on his 40th birthday, like how my dad died at age 40. Why does it have to be so many? Like, how could this all line up so perfectly? It's not a fucking cute little organic synchronicity. I'm sorry. Like, it's like, because honestly, when people say that, that's literally just like saying it's a coincidence. That's what it's saying. I'm sorry. I have to be the one to say it, but like, no, like, there is somebody, I don't know who, or to me, I believe who it is, but this is definitely intentional, being purposely controlled. It's not just like, yeah. Like, because I'm trying to show that everything from all of our past, mine, JJ Redick's, LeBron James, all had to happen exactly in order for this to line up like that. It had to. So before I even knew who they were, back decades before, everything we were doing was lining up for all this. Like, what? And I still, please, like, I'm open to seeing something like this, like on par, like, because this keeps going. This is not done, and this is gonna connect to the Dodgers and the election, and I'm gonna show how. It's not just not random. Oh yeah, there you go. So look at that. What did I just show you? All right. Again, 3-5-5-1. The score when it first then came. My birth 2-1-1 8 weeks exactly. The same amount of time from my dad's birth to his death, and 2-1-1-8 equals fucking Los Angeles Dodgers 2024 MLB champions. Like, give me a fucking break. Like, come on. Like, come on. Like, people wake up. Like, this is perfect. And on top of what I showed you guys, let me go show that now. Yeah, you know, like, I was the only one connecting this to the Bible, but I was like, there's no denying it. So here, look. And the reason why I keep saying that, like, I hate, like, I'm not trying to be competitive. I'm really not. Like, I don't care. I'm just like, I just have to make it known. I need to make it known because no one else is really doing that, like, for me. So I have to, like, hold myself up, like, in a way I don't really want to do. But it's like, I'm like, this, I know how important this fucking information is. And this is like I have to do this at this point because, like, I don't know, like, this is all being like I've been gate kept for a little period of time now. It's like, I'm like, why? Like, why? I'm just trying to help, you know. I don't know why. Like, I'm not trying to compete with other people. Like, I'm trying to help, and I try to use other people's work to validate their work, you know, through things that I find. But it's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't get it. But let me show you how I was connecting the Bible to the World Series, and not just, you know, the Bible, but this thing I've been talking about for months. I and my Father are one. So John 30. So I actually, like, pretty much predicted Ohtani and Judge, not like too early on. It was like the semifinals, but I was like, all right, I know that Ohtani represents Sirius. I know that Judge represents Jupiter. So this was 8 days before they both clinched to go to the finals. So this was during the semifinals when I first said this. And then, yeah, so Ohtani represents Sirius. Show that so easily. I'm gonna show at the end of this why I was the one who, like, solved that Sirius code with Ohtani. And Judge is Jupiter with the 99, Jupiter 99. And then I've learned through Casey, like, the importance of the Sirius Jupiter conjunction coming up too in next year. So I was like, that's probably what this is about. And I was like, yep, I knew it. And then so I and my Father are one. Showed that. All right, here we go. This is the juicy stuff. So, okay, because, again, it ended on 10:30. So just to remind you guys, the game ended. The series ended on 10:30. And I haven't seen anyone else, like, share, like, any other reasons why 10:30 could be significant. But I was just really excited. I was just like, dude, I cannot believe this. Like, nailed it. So Jesus Christ equals 1275, and this is something that Casey Jones has, like, helped me out so much with too, because, like, I never really, like, focused on this number regarding, like, this gematria of Jesus Christ, and he put it in my head enough times to where I just couldn't forget it. But okay, so Jesus Christ equals 1275, and then the verse, I and my Father are one, equals 182 in ordinal. So when you turn this into the date 1/2/75 to when the Dodgers won, it was 18200 days. Perfect. Like 182. Like I and my Father are one, 182. So there's no denying that at all. There is no denying it. Or you just have to ignore it. That's it. That's the best you can do. But there's no denying that. I just showed how connected the Bible was to this game, to the series, and to the narrative that I've been following the whole like months leading into it. Like I said, like I'm gonna show you at the end how much I was talking about me and my father. Sorry, I got cut off, but yeah, I mean, at the end, I'm gonna show you how many videos I was posting, and just like consistently about that subject, because I've known that this is what this is all about. Okay, that's why I've just been ignoring like all the other random things, because it's just everything's just about just this one thing. I know what the main thing that everything is tight goes back to, and that's what I'm showing. Okay, so that same span is exactly 2600 weeks, and God equals 26. So exactly 2600 weeks from 1275, which Jesus Christ equals 1275, to the Dodgers win. So yeah, Jesus Christ is God. That's what they're telling you. Why else would they, like, you think they would just put that all together just for no reason? No. Like, look at how perfect that is. This is connected to the Bible. It's not like, I'm not saying that lightly. Okay, the Bible's real. The Bible's legit. And finals ended on 10:30. Yeah, I and my father won. All right, so now, then I talked about the Dodger parade that was on November 1st, and that was on the heliocentric Pluto return. Go watch 7-1 and Casey Jones is live. They were talking about that, and they've been anticipating it for a long time. So I have something to share really crazy about that. So 7 and Casey, just be on the lookout. It has to do with the Bible. It's insane. But yeah, so this was the heliocentric Pluto return. So you can find out a lot more about that, but they know what they're talking about. So I thought it was really crazy. Well, okay, so here's some details about the that you can hear in the video that were already made, because November 1st was also the Day of the Dead, and Pluto is the god of the underworld. So that was just a really interesting lineup, how the Day of the Dead lined up with the Pluto return, heliocentric Pluto return of the United States. And Pluto, the 248 is extremely associated with Pluto because of the 248-year orbit. There's approximately 248. That's what most people associate with Pluto, 248. And Kobe, he wore 24 and 8. So the Dodger parade was, in the City of Angels, LA, on the Pluto return. So I was like, that's just a lot of really interesting things lining up for that. And then I was like thinking about this verse a lot, because I've associated this verse, Revelation 22:13, I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. I've associated this with Back to the Future a lot, just to myself personally. And then I found out that in keypad, which this is really significant, thanks, Zenith taught us a lot about the keypad cipher, it equals 248. And I was like, that's perfect when you think about that. That's amazing. Also, because the Dodger parade was on the Pluto return, like I said, and in Back to the Future, in the year they go back in time, 1955, that's when the Dodgers won the World Series. So it's like, I just lined up perfectly too. Just kind of pointing out some like little random things, but like that is just, this is very telling. I am the Alpha and Omega, beginning and the end, the first and the last. That is totally referring to Back to the Future. It was referring to that. And I pointed this out too. I guess who better than but yeah, I was watching too, like his first word, the first word that came out of his mouth was right at 104 on the clock, and Sirius is located at the 104th degree of the ecliptic. So that is unbelievable, especially when you take into consideration what, like, the Sirius connection that I made to him before he joined the 50/50 club. Like, I knew I was, I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna make a completely different video about that. But I'm telling you, man, I was, oh my god. Well, it was God, thanks God, but I'm like, it just makes me feel spoiled. I was like, why did he choose me to find that, like, of all the people? And it was 69 degrees, like, so that goes back to what I was talking about with the Sirius and Jupiter conjunction that I learned about from Casey, a lot from Rambo too, from the Truth Codes. But the middle degree of Cancer, that's the 105th degree of the ecliptic, so right next to the 104th degree, but that's Jupiter's exaltation degree. So Jupiter is exalted in the middle of Cancer. So when you think about, like, the Masonic arch with the 69 in the middle, that's Jupiter's exaltation degree in the very middle of Cancer, and then Sirius is right next to it. So Sirius is fixed at 104. So when Jupiter is at the exaltation, that's when it's in conjunction with Sirius. Did I say that right? I think so. But yeah, the 69 was just perfect. The 69 degrees. My dad died of cancer. Yeah, not at 69, but all right. And then this was just freaking unbelievable. Like, okay, so again, so go watch Cody's crown jewel video. There's a lot of things that were coming to my mind, and I was like, just kind of waiting to see if they were going to talk about it. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to I guess add on, because anyways, yeah, so he emphasized, like, the Jew L, like Jew and L, like L God. So you can see he started talking about the Father Son stuff in his videos too, but he took it a different way. So he was thinking about, like, this might be them talking about, like, crowning the Jewish Messiah, like the Antichrist, but I was seeing it as Jesus Christ, just solely Jesus Christ, you know, like, because I was like, okay, like, Jew L, he was they were mocking him, calling him the King of the Jews, and they put a crown of thorns on him. So I was like, all right there, crown Jew L, King of the Jews. And then I started thinking about the Jupiter stuff again, because, you know, by his stripes we are healed, and Jupiter is a striped planet. So yeah, I mentioned how I was talking about Jupiter, like, whatever. But then also, like, the event was in Saudi Arabia. So to me, I was like, all right, that represents, like, Saudi Arabia is known for their oil. So Christ, that has to do with Christ, the Anointed One. You know what I mean? So anointed with oil, Christ the Anointed One, they're known for oil. And then, like, he's talked about Cody Rhodes a lot. Like, a lot of his work has had to do with Cody Rhodes, and I think a lot of people have heard the term all roads lead to Rome. So that made me think of Jesus even more, because, you know, the Roman Empire killed Jesus. So I was like, this is all about Jesus. And then, yeah, Jupiter being the sun. Okay, so here, this is where it's freaking insane. Remember when I was talking about the Great Conjunction earlier, like with Back to the Future, all the way back in September? Please remember, like, I'm sure you do. So, talking about the Great Conjunction, all right? So there was a Great Conjunction before 9/11. That was on May 28th, 2000, and then there was one more recently, which was December 21st, 2020. Okay, so the Crown of Jewels event, the WWE Crown Jewel event, was exactly 1275 weeks after the Great Conjunction. Exactly. and Jesus Christ equals 1275. And I literally made that connection with the Dodgers and Jesus Christ 2 days before that. Maybe with the day before, because it was because it was about the parade or sometime. Well, anyways, it was all. Yeah, I know you. You see where I'm getting at. So how perfect, like, and what he shows in that video is spot on too. Like like the symbolism that he points out, like it's totally pointing to like the father son stuff. And I'm like, okay, like how much more on point do I need to be? You know, just to like like how perfect this is. That's crazy. That is crazy. And yeah, thanks Casey for teaching me about 1275. But like again, I don't know, it's just like a lot of things that I find like I don't know if you don't see it anywhere else, I guess. I don't know, just because I wouldn't have, like, this is perfect, that's perfect, I know that's perfect, and I don't know where else I would have seen anyone make that connection. And I think it's just, like I said, it's just because like I have such a small focus, like a specific like thing that I'm like, you know, following, so it's easy for me to just stay on track, I guess. But and then went to the other great conjunction that was more recently, like I said, December 21st 2020, which was the winter solstice, right, I believe. And in Saudi Arabia, the event, I believe it went past midnight in Saudi Arabia time. So from this great conjunction to the end of the event in Saudi Arabia, 14 days, just like we were talking about 14, John 30, I and my Father are one. Like how perfect that both great conjunctions line up with that event, with that verse. So is there any denying that this verse is what this is, like what we're experiencing right now? This is all about two great conjunctions lining up with that event, crown jewel, crown king of the Jews. Like there's no way that you can deny that. But I just don't know I really don't know like how people perceive that. Like what are you guys like? I want to know, like, give me some like fucking feedback, like. But thank you to the people who do give me feedback. Like I feel the love, like I really do. It's like it's super heartwarming, and I'm so sorry like that I can't respond faster. It's like I'm going through a lot, just not just with like holding myself up with like yeah, I just feel like I'm really like holding myself up with all this stuff, but also like that the level of things that I find that I connect to are hard to, they're just hard for me to have the knowledge of and to come to terms with, and just like continue like just acting normal, because I feel like I'm at the point where like I know for sure I can't tell just like my family and my friends like who don't know about this stuff, but I feel like I can't talk to the community either, you know, because I just feel like I've gone so off track from what they're on, and like now I'm like there are a handful like the people who like are in my comments, and like I freaking love you guys, but like it's just like scary just to have like it's just scary just not just feeling like I can't like I don't know what to do with the information I'm finding, you know. And just to add on to this, yeah, so so my name, I'll show you here. Okay, my dad's full name, Ricardo Idrusi Desad. That's his first, middle, and last name, and my name is Sean Ricardo Desad. So when you put our names together, it's like in one, like I and my father are one. Sean Ricardo Idrusi Desad. Again, it's a mix of my name and my dad's name, both names, first, middle, and last name, and that equals 1102. And the event was on 1102, so I was like, wow, okay. Could have just been all the other stuff I found, but I mean, it had to just be that too. But I mean, thanks God. And okay, let's look at this real quick. Yeah, so I posted this earlier as a little promo. So we're gonna talk about the Golden Gate Bridge, which I used to talk about a lot more, like earlier in the year. The start of construction 1533, and that is how many verses there are in the book of Genesis, 1533. And I'm about to show why. Like, there's like I know it, you know, and like yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm just saying, like, I have not seen this before, but I don't think that I'm reaching. So I think, like, after all the other stuff that I just shared, I'm pretty sure that what's been revealed to me is probably legit, you know. So where are we at? Let's go back to here. Here. All right, so one more time. I'll just show you the 2118 thing. So one more time. The first father-son duo joined the court together. The score was 3551. From 3551 to my birth is 2118 weeks. The exact amount of time from my dad's birth to his death. And let's skip all that. And Los Angeles Dodgers 2024 MLB champions. It's 2118 in Fibonacci. Yeah. So what's also interesting is that LA. So if you just write LA Dodgers, which that's still legit. Okay, I'm not. If you want to say I'm reaching, go ahead. I don't really care. But LA Dodgers 2024 MLB champions equals 1533. Interesting. After all, like the reason why I guess I kind of brushed over it, but the fact that this is the amount of verses in Genesis is so important to what I'm about to show you with the Back to the Future theme. And yeah, Cody has shown a bunch of other connections to like the World Series and Back to the Future. So it'll definitely like validate this connection here, the 1533. So I know I'm onto something with this. And Golden Gate Bridge, bridging the I and my Father are one. The bridging the two. That sounds pretty simple, but it's a lot more profound than that. So talking about what the Golden Gate is, that even just, this is just from Wikipedia, but this is that's why I'm sharing this, is that even just with this, like, I guess mainstream idea of the Golden Gate, in the Jewish tradition, the Messiah will enter Jerusalem through this gate. So regardless, that's probably gonna, because the Jewish Messiah is the Christian Antichrist, so that there's gonna be this Golden Gate thing is has to do with prophecy being fulfilled and Jesus, because some people it's going to be some people's Messiah and some people's Antichrist, so it's going to be very interesting. But it's just like like the Golden Gate is a necessary thing that is needed for us to get to the Father. If you know, like, what I mean by that is what I'm about to show you here. So Okay, like in, so you see here Genesis, going back, see, it's like going back to Genesis. So we see the tree of life. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And then in Revelation talks about the tree of life again when the curse is broken. So, and he showeth me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and of the Lamb. In the midst of the street of it, and either side of the river was there the tree of life. So it's all about going back. So we're going back to Genesis. That's what it's telling you. That's what this is. That's what they're telling you, that we're going back. Like we're like, and and this is a good thing. Like this is like, we're like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like when you see all the, like, when you focus on all that bad stuff, like in Revelation and stuff, it's like that, like, there's gonna be something on the other side of it, you know? It's like, no matter what you think, like how you think it's gonna play out, the Bible is it's telling us that we're going, like it's not joking around. Like there is like something about where we're at right now, where we're heading, and it's like it's a cycle, but it's like we're going back to the future. We're going back to Genesis, which the future, like this is the future, but this is the past, because this is, oh, and I didn't read the part about the curse being broken, but where's it at? Oh, right here. Okay. And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him. So, like, I don't know how it's gonna play out, but this is what I'm focused on. Okay, it's like I'm you know, like I really believe that there's like all the stuff that we're experiencing is really inferring, like it's foreshadowing this. Like that's why it talks about going back to the Father, back to the, because in the beginning, like before they had the knowledge of good and evil, before they sinned, like they were able to be in perfect harmony with the Father in the garden. Whatever you think that means, that's what it was. And then sin, you know, some people say that sin is the sine wave, like the duality. And then there's obviously like the way that church has taught what sin is, but it's like, I don't know, maybe it is that, like, seeing things as good and evil, like that's what, like, and that's the trap that they're putting people in. And that's what I'm seeing is, like, you know, so people are so like stuck on like, oh, like what's gonna happen next, like what are they gonna do, what they have planned, like what's like, and like that's like, that is that's a reflection of the curse of just not being able to like see that everything needs to pass, like everything is like, it's neither, you know. And like people are still like so bent up out of shape, and that's why I'm like my channel is so different than like all the other ones, you know. Like I'm not like, oh, when is the dollar gonna crash, like I'm not like or like, oh, who's gonna be president, like I like none of this even has I don't care, I don't give a fuck, like I really don't. Like it's like, sorry for cursing, but it's like, that's like there's so much more important stuff. And it's like, whoever's gonna be, it's like the Bible says it was appointed by God, so everything's in his hands. So like there's no reason to complain, you know. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. This is just where it's gonna, if your mind's not blown now, then there's no way this is not gonna do it for you. And then if so, if still if still like you just don't take me seriously, then you are, I give you so much props for just, you just don't, you don't want to, you don't, you like, there's no way that this is not the most insane thing that's out there. It's not, you know. After everything that I shared, how long ago I was talking to, how long ago, okay, remember I was talking, I told Cody on September 3rd, before like all this stuff was, you know, I was talking about the father and son and Back to the Future, and it's all like manifesting like crazy. And then it led to the Lebron and his son, and then the World Series, all that stuff that I showed, and it's come to this. So what did I just show? Okay, I showed this 1533. The Golden Gate Bridge started construction on 1533. Okay, so if you go from the start of the Golden Gate Bridge construction to the election, it's exactly 1102 months. Sean, Ricardo, Idrisi, Desaad, like I showed, my name, my first, middle, last name, my dad's first, middle, last name put together is exactly 1102 months. How the heck can, like, how the heck can anyone deny that? How can anyone, and do I know what this means? No, I don't know exactly what this means. But this, I know this is crazier than anything else that's out there. I know that, because I'm just a random person. So, like, because if you're just watching like other decodes, and it's just based on like, you know, so I guess like the famous people, then it's like, you don't know, like, yeah, maybe they could be manipulating that stuff, I don't know, but I'm proving that there's something, that there's a chance that there's not, that's not happening. My like everything really could just be happening, like, because I'm telling you, I'm not like, I'm literally just living my life. I'm just freaking going day by day. I have my struggles, and somehow all this stuff is fucking lining up perfectly. The most like Back to the Future, one of the most famous movies, and I caught on to the father-son symbolism. The presidential election with, and the most famous thing in sports is one of, like, a historic sports moment. You can't say, if you're gonna say that this stuff is not like anchoring around me, then like, man, I don't even know how you do it. I don't like, but no, this is just, I want everyone, I hope my goal is for everyone to just be like, I really don't know what the fuck is going on. I have no idea. And to just surrender and be like, I have no idea. That's what I've come to. That's what I've come to, you know, and that's why I'm like, that's why when I think that anything could be possible, you know, like I mean, I'm sure the media lies, but like, when you think about, like, you know, the connection with Trump and like the Moonchild and all that stuff, is like, yeah, there's a really good chance that he doesn't know, you know, and there's a good chance that, like, you know, we find these connections, and like, we might just be given the eyes to see it. Like, God is choosing us to find this stuff. Like, he's choosing us to find his work, that like, he's doing it like he has everything designed for his purpose, but he's like literally showing us his code. And like, I think for a lot of people, they don't want to accept that that's what it is, because it's that would be too crazy that we're actually that close to like seeing God's work, or like that we're that close to God. But that's how I see it. I mean, like, and I have a few more slides to show to just wrap this all up, and it just makes this even crazier, like more unbelievable. What could be more unbelievable than what I just showed you? What? Let's find out. Sorry that I'm getting emotional, man. I'm just like, what? Like, what do you think I'm supposed to do? Like, what do you expect me to do? You know, like, what the fuck, man? So remember this, okay? When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you see some serious ish. I actually made the video about what I'm about to share, and it just didn't get good feedback, which again I'm just like, the heck's going on? I don't give a fuck, whatever. But it's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. So just hold on to your seats, I guess. So first, we're gonna look at, okay, so Sirius. We're gonna see some Sirius-ish, Sirius the dog star, right? Sirius the dog star. I think that's pretty common knowledge amongst the truth community. All right, so this 595 I credit so much to 7-1 and Casey. I learned this from them. Like, so they're also people that have just been so out of the game, because some of the numbers that they have been on, those are the numbers that I've been able to put all this stuff together with my life. And it's like, so anyways, Sirius in Greek, it equals 595. So the day that I turned 595 weeks exactly was 333, which that's not it, but that's pretty interesting. You know, like, that's pretty similar to Kamala's dialing code, but it's not exactly. That's not even the point. I guess you could think about it like Jesus died on age 33, resurrected 3 days later. But anyways, keep this in mind, my 595th week. So Sirius the dog star is 212. Sirius the dog star is 212. Back to the Future, okay, this is when it released. So from the release of Back to the Future to my 595th week, which Sirius equals 595, right? From the release of Back to the Future to my 595th week is exactly 212 months on the nose. On the fucking nose. And Sirius the dog star equals 212 in ordinal. Like, after all the other stuff, like, what the heck? How, like, sorry, this is amazing. This is fucking amazing. And like, and I think this might, the reason why I emphasize that I'm like the one who like figured out the Otani thing, which again I'm gonna make a whole different video about that, is because I need to emphasize that, because when you see this, like what I'm showing you now, it's like it kind of explains it. It's like it's like, oh, it makes sense. What are the sheer odds? Like, it could have been someone else, but it wasn't. It was me, who was born 212 my 595th week. Sirius equals 595 is exactly 212 months from the release of Back to the Future. That didn't have to be like that. It could have been someone else who figured that out, but it was me. So like, or God chose for it to be revealed through me. You know what I'm trying to say, but. And then, you know, this movie is very known for predicting 9/11. And Sirius is so connected to 9/11, I just don't even have time to get into it right now. I can just say it, but the only dog that died on 9/11, his name was Sirius. And Osama bin Laden was exactly 595 sidereal months, I think, on 9/11. So it was like, so obvious. And then, I'll just say that for now. But yeah, how interesting. Look, so this is my 595th week. Again, the same thing that we just looked at. And that is 77 weeks after 9/11. So Sirius the dog star equals 77. Sirius the dog star equals 212 and 77. And I happen to, like, my 595th week, like, lines up with, like, it twice. With this freaking, one of the biggest events in US history. Like, seriously? You know, I've seen, like, I'm just saying, like, if none of this matters, then nothing matters, because this stuff is great. This is more insane than, like, I arguably think, like, just because of the context, because it's like, because it's because it's me, I guess. I don't know. Like, I mean, like, if people want to say that, you know, if you try hard enough, you can figure out. Like, I want, like, show me, dude. Show me something perfect as this. Like, I connect. Like, this was a cohesive thing. This whole thing from beginning to end was cohesive as a mother. Like, you can't deny that. And just to finish, we're not done. We're not done. This is the last. The dog star is 117 and 45. And just to wrap this all up, using my nice cute little technique that one day is gonna be, one day people are gonna accept it with open arms, and it's gonna change. Like, it's gonna open up so many more doors. And yeah, anyways, November 7th, 45. So from 11745, like the dog star is 11745, to my birth is 551 months exactly. Shohei Ohtani equals 551. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, oh my god, like, what the fuck? Like that's the icing on the fucking cake. Like, after and once, oh my god, I'm so excited to share. I'm so, like, I wanted to share it now, but I just, like, I could not fit it in here. But oh my god, when you guys see the freaking follow-up I have to the Ohtani making the 50-50 club with me going to Ohio, that was not a freaking cute little organic sink. It was not. It wasn't. I'm gonna prove it. Whew. My god. Is that the end? Let's just look at this again. Just one more time. The dog star is 117 and 45 in the first two ciphers. 11745 to my birth is 551 months exactly. 551. So Shohei Ohtani goes 551. Fucking kidding me? That is why I was the one to figure it out. I'm telling you. I'm trying to show you guys. Like, God, like, and other people are finding other things, and I'm like, but, and God has a purpose for all, you know, for all of us. This is God chose me for this. Like, he did. Because there's why, like, how, like, that's what makes it crazier to me, is that, like, one person, like, because it wasn't something that the community was talking about. It was, I came out of nowhere. I'm gonna show my video how long I was trying to tell Cody about it, like, way in August, and I was connecting it to, like, things that it seemed random. Like, he wasn't grasping it. He wasn't, and then once it happened, he's like, oh, you were right. So I'm just gonna, you know, show that too for context, because it's important to show how far back I was, like, putting this stuff together. It was not the day before. It was like a month before. So I'm excited to show that. And oh my god, I have one more. All right, this is it. This is literally it. Oh my god, I love that I can like blow my mind like this. Like this is literally, like, this is me. Like, I've been holding back. Like, I'm telling you, I'm not cool, calm, and collect like you guys. Like, I'm sorry, and I try not to be like Zach, but I'm really, I can't, at least with the stuff that I'm finding, like, I can't be cool about this. There's no fucking way it could be like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. No, I cannot with this stuff. And, like, what I'm about to show you, like, this last thing, wrap it up. Hopefully you guys can understand where I'm coming from, because, like, there's no way. Okay, so earlier I talked about the day that I turned the same age that my dad was when I was born. Now, this is fucking insane. So we're gonna look at the age that my dad was when Shohei was born, which was 12951 days. That's how. It's a random number. There's nothing important about that. But, oops. Okay, so yeah. Where should I go? Okay, so yeah, this is my dad's age on the day that Shohei was born. And the day that I turned that age is this date in the future. So I haven't reached that. March 23rd, 2027. Okay, so just think about everything that I just showed you. And then once you see this, like, think about everything I just showed you. Back to the Future, what I showed with Shohei Ohtani, Sirius, me and my dad, like, just all of it. Think about that all. Now, when you go from when the Dodgers just won the World Series, which I connected to Jesus, like, undeniably, to the day that I turned the age that my dad was when Ohtani was born. So again, this is the day that I turned the same age that my dad was when Ohtani was born. Exactly 125 freaking weeks. Father and son equals 125. Time travel equals 125. What the heck more do I need to show you guys? Okay, and that's it. That's definitely it. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's sit in this. Okay, let me just show this real quick and we'll go back. But this is just to wrap it up nice and cute. Remember like how in the game when they won, it was like 5. They tied it 5-5 in the 5th, number 5, all that. Well, that's perfect because 125 is 5 times 5 times 5, 5 cubed. So, yeah. So I just want to end it on this page because it's just like, and the reason why I have, like, I'm acting the way I am is just because I've been bottling this up for so fucking long, and like my hair is so bad. I'm like, it's just, like I don't really have to really say too much and get into specifics. It's pretty. I think we're a smart community. I think you guys understand where I'm coming from. So yeah, and like I'm just kind of predicting what the outcome of this is going to be, and it's going to sting a lot because I know that a lot of people are just going to hide from it, or they're just going to like talk to me like, oh hey, like, oh, I guess look what I found. I'm like, are you going to just ignore the fact that I just posted the craziest fucking video on YouTube ever? Like, it seems like not, it just seems not organic. Like, it seems like there's some type of, but here's the thing. I appreciate it a lot. I appreciate it so much because if it is what I think, what I think is going on, then everything is lining up perfectly, because it's like I'm being baptized by fire right now. Like, this is like, it's like fire that's making me like, that made me find all this in the first place. Like, I feel like I find the craziest things when I'm in the fire, when I'm like, when I'm not even like, when I don't even want to be doing this, and I'm just like, oh, I need to fucking do it. Like, I'm forever grateful. Big burden on me, but just with what I've come to, like, I feel like if people could be at that level of just acceptance, that is kind of what would make things a lot more peaceful around here, like, especially right now during this election time. Like, not like, I see so many people triggered by things, whether they're actually into politics or even the ones who like, even the people who are like, oh, it's a show, it's a show. It's like you're still being triggered by it. Like, even if you, it's like if you are watching a play and like you're like, oh, this is a play, this is a play. It's like, yeah, that's a point. Okay, if you know it's a play, then just enjoy it or just accept it for what it is. But like people are like, so many people are like, even truthers, you know, they're like, oh, it's a, like, just so bent up out of shape. Like, it's like I don't get triggered by anything, you know. I'm like, I'm watching it for what it is, and I'm like, I'm watching things play out, and I'm like, everything is part of the overall purpose of it all. So probably gone way too long, but thank you for, if you've stayed this whole time. Like, I'm trying to be a lot more real, because I'm sick of just acting like this stuff is not a big deal, because no one else is gonna like do that for me, and it's a big deal. It's a fucking big deal. I know it is. Okay, I'm not gonna let like the lack of acknowledgement of my work make me think that's not a big deal. It is a big deal. Okay, I know it is. So yeah, I'm just, you know, elections. Who's gonna win? Kamala, Trump, who's gonna win? Because whoever is gonna win, everyone's gonna be like, oh, like I knew, like, raise your hand if you don't care. Raise your hand if you really don't care. See, guys, Lord, please forgive me for, really, I'm sorry for like cussing and stuff, but it's all about him. It really is. It's all about God. That's all I want everyone to know. It's all about God. So, God bless. Sorry, one more thing. I told you guys that I would show you how long I was talking about like father and son. So let's just check it out. So this was when I think I officially started right here. Because this was about the day that I turned the same age that my dad was when I was born, which was the 307th anniversary of Freemasonry, which was also 307 weeks after the show Lodge 49 came out, and that's about a guy named Sean who loses his dad. So it was like, what the hell? And Freemasonry equals 307, Lodge 49 equals 307. Happens to be the same day. That was the same day that JJ Redick became the coach of the Lakers. But I posted this on the 8th. Four months ago. So okay, so June 28th. That's when it all started, right? June 28th. Father. And dude, yeah, and then okay, these videos here, like I found, look at, like, proof of God, my father. I was talking about wormwood, which is something I talked a lot about in the beginning of my journey. And then this video. So look, I found this crazy connection with my dad and Abraham Lincoln and JFK. Just go watch it. I don't want to make this video too long, but what's crazy is that I posted this on, is there a better way to do that? I gotta click into it. This was July 3rd. 10 days after this was the Trump thing. 10 days after that, and I was like, what are the odds? What are the odds? You know, like, that would make a video about. And when if you watch that video, there's no denying that my dad was connected to Abraham Lincoln and JFK. Like, yeah, 10 days before, and then all this stuff happened, and then I was like, I was showing how it was connected to me, and still didn't really get super great feedback, but whatever. And this one was crazy too, and I was just like, this one's still like, I still don't like, this one's one of the craziest undeniable things. Like, it had to do with the Great Conjunction, you know, talking about the Great Conjunction for a while. I think this was about me and my dad too. Yeah, so Leo Harvey Oswald, connection to me and my family. This was like the 18th. This is still July. Then I changed my name. I literally changed my name right here. Because it used to be Shaun of the Sod, and then I changed my name on this day to literally having to do with the father-son theme, widow's son, because my dad died, and like, and I know that the widow's son is like a symbol of like Freemasonry, but I'm just turning it on its head. But but yeah, I mean, I literally literally changed my name to the father-son stuff. So, and then father-son, my dad. This is still what I post that one. Does it work through July 30th? That's actually 3072, which is funny, but July 30th. So it's still July. It's way before right now. And then this is when, like, around this time when I started posting videos in my car. Look at my connection to the Olympics, my father's death, Jupiter. So this was August, like I showed you, August 2nd. So my father, Jupiter, Jupiter, my dad's death, by his stripes we are healed, Jupiter, Jupiter, dad's death, Jupiter again, my dad's death, Jupiter and Sirius. That's when I started talking about looking more into Sirius. Me and my dad, Jupiter. So I like just countless, and this is in August. Like, so this one I was posting like consecutively. So this one was August 16th. So you can see that I've been talking about like father, son, and Jupiter and all that stuff for a very, very long time. And consistently, because look, it's not like I just have those are just a bunch of like, why do you think I was only talking about father and son and Jupiter stuff only? It's not like I didn't have a bunch of videos and delete them just so it could look like that. That's literally all I had. That's all I was focusing on. Why do you think? I don't know. Maybe because I knew that I was onto something big. Me and my dad, Jupiter. Like, just like. And then this is when I took a break. I just started getting over it. I was like, what the heck? Like, because look at like people were just not even like the things that I shared in them too. That's why I'm like, it doesn't matter that it wasn't like people weren't like give me attention. I don't care. But it was like, I know that what I was sharing was fucking insane. That's why I kept talking about it. And then like people just would not even acknowledge it. And I was just like, something's going on. This is weird. Something's not right. And then, like you can see, I just started getting over it. This is when I predicted the Tawny thing the day before, but I could show you how far back, like through my Discord with like Cody and stuff, like when I was talking about it in August. So I could show that later. Liam Payne, Decode Father, Jupiter. And then talked about the Dodger Parade, how that connected. We talked about that. That's it. All right. Thanks for sticking around. Bye.